Hello there. Question is, what's more important, sex or connection? I'm adjusting my camera. Hang on. Okay, that's better. So, this is Shauna White, relationship coach for spiritually awake couples. And I'm just hopping on here in actually a little bit of a vulnerable moment. I was talking with someone about um, her experiences of feeling like she's too often pressured into putting out in her relationships. And I say this is a vulnerable moment because I felt the same thing. And I think a lot of women have felt that way. And it's possible that men have felt that way too. I don't know. Um, I do have just a couple of experiences talking with male friends who have also had that experience. But it begs the question for me, what's more important, sex or connection? Um, I guess it can go a couple ways in relationship. On the one hand, there could actually be pressure applied in a relationship from one partner to the other, asking for sex. And, or it could be that the partner is not applying pressure. However, hi, Charlie. It could be that the partner is not applying pressure. However, there's a subconscious pattern that's applying pressure. Yes, thank you. So Charlie says connection is important, more important than sex. I don't remember how I said it before because this is a little bit emotional for me. So now I'm losing track of my words. But yeah, so basically, like, what I have found is important and makes the difference between whether I want to be open to somebody as an intimate partner or not. I mean, one really important difference is, does this person value connection more than sex? So some people equate them, but they're not necessarily equated. They can happen together, but some people feel, many people feel like they want to use sex to try to experience connection. And I think that people look at sex as a need, and I I can't relate to that. I've never been able to relate to that. Sex as a need on its own. Like, I need to eat, I need to sleep. I don't need to have sex. Does anybody here need to have sex? What I need in a relationship, if I'm going to continue to be in that relationship, is connection. And in an intimate partnership, absolutely, I want the kind of connection, the depth of connection that naturally leads to sexual connection as well. Because when the heart is engaged at the depth of intimacy that naturally leads to sexual connection, then that, like, opens self to love in all the deep pockets inside the psyche. Like, it's incredibly powerful. It's lovely to experience, but it's also tremendously uh, growth promoting. Like, I think spiritually, relationship takes us to a whole other level as long as we can actually go there with our partner in that place of connection. So I guess the real sentiment that I have for coming on here today is just to support people who feel like that's they have to put out in order to be loved. I spent many years under that subconscious pattern myself, that I didn't feel the love, connection, and sex. I felt the using, the programming. I got a lot of programming from media, and also experiences with not so conscious people where sex just looked like using to me, and I didn't feel the love in there, but I still pursued interacting that way in my relationships because I thought I had to be loved. And that put me in a position of doing things without actually feeling connection. And finally, I sorted that out in my mind and I said, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore. It's connection or bust. And after I decided to stand up for that, I actually met someone who cares about connection as the way to experience sex, not and doesn't really. Sometimes he makes a mistake. For the most part, he doesn't actually express any sexual interest if connection hasn't been established yet. So connection is not a general thing that you just like decide to sign up for it and then it's there. It's something that you work on every day, or I don't mean work on like it's got to be work, but something that needs to be renewed every day and renewed every moment. And certainly if you haven't been talking for a while, interacting for a while, then when you open your next conversation, connection is something that needs to be reestablished, particularly at the depth that gives rise to sexual connection. So I am sitting here today to support you if you feel like you need to put out to be loved. I want you to know that you are loved because you are love itself. Your essential nature, when you connect deep inside yourself, is love. You don't need someone else to decide that they like you because you treat them a certain way sexually, right? It's really, you are love and you deserve connection. You deserve to be seen energetically, deeply, intimately, and you deserve to experience that your will is respected and that your and that you do not need to be sexual unless it actually feels natural and feels like that's exactly what you want to do in that moment. So, okay. My heart says, So that's really what I wanted to say today. And I hope that this message reaches someone in a helpful way if you needed to hear this today. That's it for now. If you want to share anything in the comments, I welcome that, or a private DM is fine. And otherwise, I'll see you soon.